we asked people in the research, what is vulnerability to you? And let me tell you, I was raised that vulnerability is weakness,
Right.
like most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was.
Most people think vulnerability is weakness.
Right.
What does it mean then to dare greatly?
To me, it means the courage to be vulnerable. It means to show up and be seen, to ask for what you need, to talk about how you're feeling, to have the hard conversations. When we asked people in the research, what is vulnerability to you? And let me tell you, I was raised that vulnerability is weakness,
Right.
like most people.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was.
Most people think vulnerability is weakness.
Right.
And you know what? After reading Daring Greatly, what I realized, and The Gifts of Imperfection, what I realized, first of all, is I live in the space of vulnerability. And that is what has made me so successful, is my vulnerability with the audience.
For sure.
And I think that vulnerability is sort of the cornerstone of confidence. I think it's the cornerstone because
I believe that.
Because unless you can allow yourself to take the risk, to be open, to live as a wholehearted person, when you can do that, you recognize that you're really just like everybody else. And that gives you the confidence to be yourself, which is all you really need in life, is to be more of yourself.
And I do believe, coming from vulnerability is weakness, when we ask people, what is vulnerability? And they said things to us like, the first date after my divorce, trying to get pregnant after my third miscarriage, sitting with my wife who has stage 4 breast cancer, making plans for our young children. The biggest examples that came up from the research was picking up the phone and making a call to someone who's just had a great loss.
Oh, yes.
And I thought about that in my own life. Like, there's the phone. I walk up to it and I'm like, what am I going to say?
What am I going to say? That's what everybody fears.
That's going to make it better.
Yeah.
There's nothing I can say except I'm here, I'm hurting with you, you're not alone. But you know what? I'll call in an hour. And then I come back an hour, I'm like, oh man, it's dinner time. I'm going to make a casserole. I'm going to make an expensive casserole.
We've all done that.
Right.
Yeah.
And then what happens when an hour turns into a day, turns into a week, and then it's a month later, and you run into that friend at the grocery store?
Well, you know what?
And you
what
didn't call.
Just to show up. That's all people want.
That's
it's just it's for you to show up and say, I don't know what to say, but I'm here.
I can't fix this,
Yeah.
but I'll walk through the pain with you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
But then what is the feeling that we get when we make the call and we hang up? To me, that feeling is when I'm aligned with my values. And courage is my value.
Absolutely.
And you can't get to courage without walking through vulnerability, period.
켈리가 죽도록 힘들었을 때 세계 최고의 부자들의 성공 비밀은 아주 큰 지혜가 되었고 그 덕분에 이렇게 큰 성공을 해낼 수 있었습니다. 매일 동기부여 모닝콜 필사를 하시는 여러분도 그들의 성공 비밀을 자신의 지혜로 만들어 꼭 성공하시길 바랍니다. 한글 5번, 영어 5번입니다. 시작합니다. 나는 나의 연약함을 드러내는 것이 진정성 있는 삶과 인간관계를 만들어준다는 것을 압니다.
I know that showing vulnerability will lead to a wholehearted life and deep connections with the people.
나는 나의 연약함을 드러내는 것이 진정성 있는 삶과 인간관계를 만들어준다는 것을 압니다.
I know that showing vulnerability will lead to a wholehearted life and deep connections with the people.
나는 나의 연약함을 드러내는 것이 진정성 있는 삶과 인간관계를 만들어준다는 것을 압니다.
I know that showing vulnerability will lead to a wholehearted life and deep connections with the people.
나는 나의 연약함을 드러내는 것이 진정성 있는 삶과 인간관계를 만들어준다는 것을 압니다.
I know that showing vulnerability will lead to a wholehearted life and deep connections with the people.
나는 나의 연약함을 드러내는 것이 진정성 있는 삶과 인간관계를 만들어준다는 것을 압니다.
I know that showing vulnerability will lead to a wholehearted life and deep connections with the people.
같이 성공하겠다는 마인드는 나를 먼저 성공하게 만드는 지름길입니다. 주변에 성공한 사람이 많을수록 나의 성공률은 높아집니다. 주변 사람들의 성공을 돕는 것은 곧 나의 성공이 됩니다. 주변 사람들과 이 성공 비밀을 공유하세요. 켈리가 당신에게 이 성공 비밀을 공유하는 것도 성공을 유지하는 비결 중에 하나입니다. 함께 가면 멀리 갑니다. 지금 당장 함께할 사람을 초대해주세요. 좋아요, 구독, 알림 설정은 이 모닝콜을 함께 제작하는 20명이 넘는 재능 기부자들과 켈리에게 큰 힘을 줍니다. 사랑합니다.